Hi guys, amazingly interesting information is coming from the cryptocurrency markets, and mostly it's related with the fact that we can see the huge devaluation of the American dollar against the cryptocurrencies, because you see that in many cases it's relative with the changing of the international politics and the international, the trading activities, investment activity, and we certainly understand that those things which were happened during the last week are highly negative for the United States economics, United States power, and United States dollars in this case. So we see that diplomacy, that crypto is becoming something like the economical diplomacy, uh, population's economical diplomacy, because the cryptos were much more, much more democratical and much more flexible during the last week, because they have told that not any kind of sanctions are interesting for them, and they will not limit the activity of the Russians, for example, on the in the crypto financial system. We have absolutely different situation in the traditional economics and the sphere of the influence of the American dollar and the euro currency. In this case, it seems that the freedom currently is coming not from those countries which are talking about the freedom, but from those from the cryptocurrency market. And this is highly reasonable, because you see that the current struggle of the United States and European Union is a struggle not for the freedom, it's just for the power for themselves. But they are feeling perfectly that the China, who are currently in talkings with the North Korea, and that it's simply impossible to imagine that it was happened, and in many cases it's a result of those activity which the Biden have made during the last 2-3 months. In this connection, we have seen that first of all, American government have not influence on the crypto market, and the crypto market is so strong now, and it's concentrating so many interests of the different powers in the world, that even if United States will make some kind of restrictions for the crypto activity, it will work against United States. It will not happen to the Federal Reserve, for example, and it will be only the one more confrontation zone for the United States. In this case, they couldn't manage the processes which we have on the crypto industry and in the the new economics. This way. And this connection, the only interesting subject is the relative performance of the different cryptocurrencies, because that more and more people will think about the so-called alphas. So-called, I mean that the crypto alphas. Um, I'm talking about the difference between the index of the cryptocurrencies and the relative performance of different coins, different tokens against this index, or against the most popular cryptocurrencies, against Ethereum and Bitcoin, because we can see that Ethereum and Bitcoin are still most important components of the cryptocurrency market, and their total capitalization currently, just take a look, because situation is changing very quickly, is more than $1 trillion, and it seems that they have much more than half of all capitalization of the first 100, at least 100 tokens, 100 coins. So in some cases, in some coins, this advantage of the Ethereum and Bitcoin is still rising, but there are some other coins, exactly most interesting coins, because I think that we always need to find the most interesting projects in those coins which are not so hugely capitalized currently, which are on the level approximately, that in ratio on the level from 20, 30, or 17, 70 level in the list of the most capitalized projects. And one of them currently is it seems that it's a huge which have a huge potential, is a Waves, suddenly, because you see that Waves have much more perfectly understand and realized the structure of the smart contracts than Ethereum, for example. They are much more not so expensive as in execution and the transaction cost as Ethereum smart contracts, and they have much more flexible and much more simple process for the tokenization. In many cases, they were developed, and at first the idea was to change the traditional venture capital and crowdfunding platforms, and it seems that they are going to be highly successful in this direction. So I have made a video about the waves to Ethereum relative performance, and I'm happy to say that during the last 3-4 days we have seen how this relative advantage of the waves were realized, because we see that some days ago it was a good signal. Just a second. Okay. Oh yeah. First of all, we have two of them setting. Yeah. So we have seen that how the relative performance of waves against the Ethereum. This on this graph we can see that that it's Ethereum against waves, and this connection Ethereum is rising when they're going up. This graph is going up, the price is going up, but the waves is advice and have advantage when this graph is going down. So the red is good for waves, and the green is good for Ethereum. And currently we see that it was a long period of time when at least half of year, approximately half of year, when Ethereum had better relative performance against waves, but currently situation is changing, and it's changing in some cases dramatically, and more people is looking in the future, and they are understanding that the potential of the Ethereum is currently is a little bit limited by the alternative products which are coming to the market, and in many cases by those products that are working on the market during the long period of time, and during the last 3 years, and the Waves is one of such a project. And we can see that Waves is performing perfectly, not only against Ethereum. In many cases, this advantage is even more stronger in the Waves against Bitcoin. Oh, excuse me, it's not. So here we can see that it's related, it is exactly performance of the waves against Bitcoin. So when it's green, it's good for waves. And we can see that here it's maybe even more, that interesting and even more useful situation for the waves. And again, we can use our indicator, which is working perfectly on the many cryptocurrencies and traditional shares, and it's given much more better. It's given very good alpha. For example, for Dogecoin, I have tested trading system which is based on the not traditional understanding of the Bollinger Bands, and currently this trading system is making more than 20,000% during the last 2 years. It's backtesting results, but that it's very strong and working perfectly for the trending as trend following and trending assets, and so it's working very perfectly. So this is my understanding of the current situation. So the 2 points are highly important, that in long run cryptocurrencies are much more better. That we have much more motivation to invest in the crypto histories than in traditional currencies. And influence of traditional currencies will be lower and lower because too many risks and inflation risks at first are concentrated in those currencies as the euro and the United States dollar. And the second one is relative performance, or the alpha inside the crypto industry, to be more competitive and to be that more successful. And I think that in the usual situation, it's much more better to trade cryptocurrencies against dollar, but in special situation, it's also very reasonable to take a look and to making research in the relative performance of the different cryptocurrencies against each other. And in this research, the most important points are fundamental. It's the analysis of the relative advantages and disadvantages of each cryptocurrency project, and that the technological to find the technological leaders, because the technological leaders can change quickly, and for such a not so big project as the waves, it's much more easy to change technology than to change it for the Ethereum, for example, because the changing for Ethereum may influence for so many projects which are close to Ethereum, and in this connection for the Ethereum, maybe it's better not to change anything than to change something which will have a negative result for big portion of the projects which is relative to Ethereum. So I think that you understand my idea, and I will try to find such a histories. I need to say that it's not recommendation, certainly, just the changing by minds, and I'm making this video just for in the educational aims, because I'm trying to find, making research and trying to find the profitable and the efficient trading strategies with the profit factor which is close to or maybe higher than 2, because the profit factor of 2 is zone of the comfortable. It's like something like the floor, because it's the situation when your profit potential 2 times higher than your risks, and it's very close to the risk, risk feelings, to the emotional comfortable conditions for the crypto and stock traders. So Thank you very much for your attention. I will be thanks a lot for all your ideas about all your, all your minds and all your links for your videos and for your researches. Have a good day. Bye bye.